Now, after you've finished all your grilling for the day, there's still a lot of heat left in this barbecue. So the one way to utilize that is by using the MONOLITH fire pot. So I'm going to do a smoky beef cheek with mushrooms, flatbreads, and some truffle mayo. It's a slow cook, so you can shut the barbecue up, leave it overnight, and the next day you can come to something delicious. First thing we need to do is smoke the beef cheek. So I'm going to give this a really good season. Right, so that's going to start the process. I've got my wood chips here. These are beech chips, and these are great for red meat. So I'm going to just use this smoked chip feeder, insert it in here, and then if you pull that, it releases the chip directly onto the coals. As soon as it hits those flames, it's going to send up all that smoke. It's really good to be downwind of it too. Nice. So while that's smoking, I'm going to get on with the veg. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the pot. So we've got onion, carrots, celery. While this is smoking, this is going to take around about sort of 20 to 30 minutes. We're going to brown off the veg. So this is really exciting for me. I love long, slow cooks, and this is quite technical cooking. So there's a lot going on, but it's going to be delicious. In with a whole head of garlic, some bay leaves, thyme, and star anise. A little bit of tomato puree. Give that a good stir. So we can see the temperature is dropping, so just open up a little bit on the top, and that's going to let the air flow through, which is going to increase the temperature. Next thing goes in is the wine to the pot. Now let that boil off, and you're boiling off all that sort of that alcoholic taste, but you're left with all the flavour. This is looking beautiful, and it's really smelling good. The mushrooms are cooking nicely, and they've also taken on that colour of the smoke, and the beef's looking great. So the last thing to go in is the stock. Carefully lift the mushrooms in, try not to lose too much of the juice that's collected, and then in with the cheek. Now everything's in the pot. I'm going to use this plancha, and this is actually the lid. It's a very thick, close-fitting lid. And you can see that's a good solid fit, so all the moisture is going to be kept inside that pot. I'm going to shut the vents, but leaving a little gap, just enough airflow through that. So what's happening here is that the thickness of the ceramic inside the MONOLITH Avantgarde is going to keep all that residual heat. And that's it. Now we're going to leave this overnight. Gauntlets off. I like slow cooking, but to do it on a barbecue works fantastically. You can do everything you would traditionally do inside, but you can do it over fire for all that kind of extra taste and those sort of senses on the MONOLITH Avantgarde. So I've got some cheeks that I've cooked already overnight, so we're going to take those out and let them rest. First thing we need to do is put the heat deflector stones above the charcoal, and that gives you a more even heat. The next thing I need to do is the flatbread, so for that I'm going to need this pizza stone. And it looks as though it's quite high, but if you imagine this as the top of your pizza oven, this is where all the heat is. So while the pizza stone is heating up, I've got these little flatbreads. Now this is a super simple dough to make. It's equal quantities of self-raising flour and yogurt, a little bit of baking powder and salt. You just bring the whole thing together. There's no need for any sort of resting or proving. It's good to go. What you're looking to do with these little flatbreads is to dry cook. So you're going to put them straight on the base of the pizza stone. There's going to be an instant heat. It's going to blister and char. You'll turn them over and it'll take a matter of minutes. So the temperature is over 200 now. So the stone should be nice and hot. Take your flatbreads, put them straight on the stone and then shut the lid. As the flatbreads are cooking, I'm going to make this little truffle mayonnaise. Really easy to do. A couple of egg yolks, a little bit of garlic, some Dijon mustard, a little bit of vinegar to taste, and then I'm going to use some veg oil, and then finish with a little bit of truffle oil. And they're coming on nicely. Another little feature this MONOLITH has is this light here in the handle, which is great for cooking at night. Right, let's check our flatbreads. They look good. Nice and crisp, nice colour on them, so they are good to go. Some of the mayonnaise, and then the beef cheek. And this is super, super soft, so we can just tear that meat apart. And that's what you get with that long, slow cook. We've got our mushrooms, just a little bit of watercress. And then, because we've got all this delicious juice here, just use a little bit of that over the top. Smells amazing, looks delicious. I can't wait to eat it. That is slow braised ox cheek with mushrooms, truffle mayonnaise and flatbread. And if you want more recipes like this, head to the Monolith website. Oh, it's so good.